October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and we have our wellness expert, Dr. Heather Hans, with us today to talk about this sensitive topic and strategies to help you out.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank
Really
you for
appreciate
bringing
it.
light to this.
It's important to talk about for sure. So what's considered domestic violence aside from just the physical assault?
Yeah, great question. So domestic violence is any kind of abusive behavior in an intimate relationship that is used to have power and control over another person. And it can be caused by anything from poor anger management to jealousy to low self-esteem, cultural beliefs, how you were raised. Personality disorders are a big one with this, and then substance use, drugs or alcohol. And the abuse, like you said, could be physical, but it can also be sexual, psychological, economic, and technological. And it involves not only actions, but also threats to humiliate, manipulate, intimidate, or isolate, or terrorize or harm someone. And children who witness domestic violence, I actually had an experience like that myself, have been found to be just as impacted as children who are direct targets of the violence. And so it's more prevalent than we know, and again, I appreciate you bringing light to it.
Well, I'm sorry to hear you say that you've had an experience, with all of this. I am really glad, though, that you mentioned all the different kinds, because I don't think people are aware, of financial abuse, of just other, outside of what you typically hear and see. For anybody who might be struggling, and there's a lot of people that are struggling with domestic violence, what are some ways to help them out?
Definitely. So relationship skills courses can actually prevent violence, and especially for young people and young couples, because women ages 18 to 24 are the most impacted by domestic violence. And so learning communication skills, problem-solving skills can really go a long way towards preventing it. And community centers have these oftentimes, religious organizations, cultural centers, domestic violence organizations, and also for people who like research-backed approaches, the Gottman Institute is kind of considered the gold standard in relationship research, what makes a healthy relationship. And then another thing that I advise everyone to do, because it's so prevalent, is learn the signs of psychological abuse, because it's estimated that almost half of all adults will experience that at some point in their life in an intimate relationship. You don't even realize it, exactly, because abuse starts to seem normal. And that's why trauma-informed specialists can really help you pinpoint it. But some of the signs are feeling like you're not good enough, having a lot of guilt and shame, constantly questioning yourself within a relationship. And one last thing I wish I didn't have to mention, but I do, is that to always find a safety plan in your home.
Yes.
I actually worked with a client for a while once who, the spouse was psychologically abusive, but never physically, until one day they tried to murder the whole family. And so the people should always, even if it's psychological or if they suspect, should always find a safe place in the home, away from kitchen knives or any weapons, and also escape routes out of the home. And you should carry your phone on you at all times.
Yeah. It's so scary to talk about, but it's really an important topic because it's happening all too often. So we really appreciate you coming in.
Oh, well, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much, Dr.